significant. I can build a dynasty, I can build empire. And one of the best ways to do this is to actually connect with people that are moving in your direction of purpose in life. A man said that you'll be the same person you are today in the next 5 years, except for the books you read and the people you associate yourself with. So if you associate yourself with quality of interest in life, and of course we call the mastermind mentors. Mastermind mentors. Daniel, yeah, me to take about all ID. They'll fix the light for us. Okay, thank you. So, a mastermind mentor. So, looking at it today, all the mastermind mentors, anybody you will go with, you should associate with, you should have some level of experience, some systems and structure, because there is no secret to success. There's only a system to success. And without structure, there is no future. And you are supposed to build and because of some level of millionaire skill. We see these things like some because you don't want to ever forget that all the skills that will make you a millionaire, you can learn them. And one of them is called problem solving skill. So man's capacity to learn is God's gift to man. But man's willingness to learn is a man's choice. So you can actually learn these skills, how to become a solution, how you can discover solution, how you can connect. And then number 2 is called leadership skill. Everything rises and falls from leadership. I can come here and explain how the economy is bad. Yeah, the economy is bad. But your own individual economy, how is it? Because you can actually create your own economy irrespective of the present Nigerian economy. And you can still be comfortably okay and being well even when the economy is not doing well. So that's the most important. Your personal economy is very important. Your mental economy is very important. Your emotional economy is very important. Your financial economy is very important because you need to actually know how to work with people. Because money is not in a place. Money is in people. I call it people management skill. And when working, you open up your heart for people excesses. Know that human beings, of course, are full of excesses, and not just excesses alone. Human beings, you see, they need you need to open a forgiveness account and deposit 70 times 7 every day, even when there's nobody to forgive. You're forgiving them because when working with human beings, there's a need to control your emotions. Don't allow your emotions to decide your make permanent decisions for you. Because emotions are temporary, feelings are temporary, and things can influence your emotions and feelings. You are excited, you are something just gets you offended. Offense is external, bitterness is internal. Don't let it turn to bitterness, because bitterness is punishing yourself for someone else's stupidity. So don't ever punish yourself. So one of the reasons you need to do is to open a forgiveness account so that you'll be able to live of course a very peaceful life, because anything that costs your peace of mind is too expensive. Don't get yourself involved in it. Anger never give birth to a good child. Two wrong can never make a right. So the most important thing is to understand that human beings have excesses, because when you do this, you can now work with people, because there are all the skills you need to work with people. You need to build your own team. Of course, teamwork makes the dream work. Even if you don't want to work with people, you can use system and kick them out. System is the best way that you are not emotionally attached to it. So teamwork makes the dream work. Nobody builds an empire alone. Nobody builds, of course, organization alone. So you need people. All the presidents you see, they have ministers. All the governors have commissioners. All the kings have, of course, cabinet members. So you see that even pastors have other pastors, elders, and deacons. So nobody ever ruled alone. Even Christ that we are following has 12 disciples. So teamwork is the best thing to do, makes the dream work. Because see, together everyone achieve more. That's a full acronym of team. And I'm happy to let you know that the job of entrepreneur is to build people, is to impact people, is to transfer belief, ethics, discipline, concept, character, behavior. So if you're able to do that, that means you actually did not fulfill purpose. And I'm happy to let you know that these are the skills you need to build an organization like MTN, Glow, Etisalat, Monty Suite, What Beach Hotel, a community, either a Christian community, a business community, investment community, a business learning community, or a business family. So you can see that the family you build is sincerely more important than the one you came out from. And there are two most important relationships here: the ones you need and the people that need you. So you should recognize these two facts: that you need people, you need a doctor, you need a lawyer, you need an accountant. There are people you need and people that need you. So once you are improving yourself, you become significant, and it's called a significant relationship or a transformational relationship. So I like to stay with transformational relationship. So it's a relationship of transformation, whereby your life gets better because you add value to yourself, add value to other people. It's one of the best ways to earn fortune. It's one of the best ways to earn residual income. So if you look at it very well, there are two most important factors here. Tell me about two. One is happening outside of you, one is happening inside of you. Those factors happening outside of you is called contributing factors. What else is called? Contributing factors. They all contribute to your success. They can delay you. They can also of course slow you down, but they can never stop you. And these are all the sun, the moon, the weather, things you cannot control. The pastor, your bishop, your neighbor, your auntie, your president, your governor, your commissioner, your local government chairman, even your counselor. You can't control even your neighbor, even your auntie, even your father, even your mother, even your children. These are all contributing factors. Their contribution can make your life easier. They can also make it difficult. But the fact that they can never stop a man. What stops a man from succeeding in life is happening inside of us. What? All of us that ever things that you quit on, things that you didn't complete, or if I see anybody that ever fell, that what stopped them is happening inside of them. We call them determining factors. What does it called? There are two factors embedded in us. One is positive, one is negative. One is a winner, one is a loser. Always focus on the positive factor. Always focus on those positive factors are your faith, your courage, your character, your behavior, your vitality, your fidelity, your creativity, your ideas. These are the factors. Focus on it every day and look at how you can package them. Look at how you can monetize them. And the truth of the matter is that there is nobody that is that is sincerely focused on production, on value addition, on making impact. You will not even have time for lazy things, negative things, because you actually need to ignore them. Tell them, ignore all the negative, all the losing factor, which is fear, doubt, anger, resentment, hatred, bitterness. Ignore them. So you are the most important factor. Help me tell neighbor, you are the most important factor. Okay, so we started a class yesterday and we'll continue from day to day. And that class is a very interesting one because it talks about you and he said seeds and keys. Seeds and keys and seeds. That's what we started yesterday. And keys and seeds. That means everybody have the seeds and keys. Okay, today is part 2. Today is 26. So part 2 of this class, 26 of 3, 2025. So, and the subtopic says that more than enough mentality for entrepreneurs. So the key is to have more than enough mentality, which is always short for entrepreneurs. So I put it there, more than enough. More than enough mentality for entrepreneurs. Okay, so we have about 8 outlines, 8 of them. Okay, Mr. Josh, please come on, assist us. So this outlines is actually a kind of a guidance to our discussion. So, and yesterday he started talking about that the fall of man is simply occurs when the man shifted, when the serpent successfully make a man shift his focus from abundance to that, of course, forbidden, that few, that lack, that one thing. So it all happens because one of the major causes of failure for entrepreneurs is distractions. You must be hyper focused on where you are going to and then ignore every other thing, because this has always been the strategy of an enemy to always distract you, always make you lose focus from where you are going, of course, to thinking that there's a shortcut to these things in life. And I already told the legal shortcut is mentorship. So a man that cannot remain focused until he achieve a particular thing, that man will find it difficult to achieve result in this life, sustainable result. So you have to understand that these things comes in forms of suggestions. It comes in forms of initiating conversations that is actually a negative conversations, that if you entertain negative conversation, the Bible says it corrupts good manners. And if you entertain them, it's going to be like a movie or a scenario in your mind that will lead to you viewing it often, and which will lead to psychological stronghold, and it will definitely manifest in your life. So the outlines we have yesterday inside the class was that the first one is context for the concept. Context for the concept. Okay. And number 2 we discussed yesterday is the law of recognition. The law of recognition. Okay, so that's where we stopped here. So I'll have to finish that today. So we can go to number 3, which says keys and seeds. Okay, keys and seeds. So that which you have is a key to that which you need. And ask and it shall be given unto you. Ask and it shall be given unto you. It shall be given. Okay, and more than enough. That is number 5. More than enough. Okay, number 6 we have here is economic theory. So we have to get to that. Okay, number 7 is the scarcity syndrome. This is why Of course, a lot of people struggle because they think that they don't have what it takes to succeed. And number 8, the last one, God's integrity. Okay, if you know that God will always do what He say He will do, you don't have reason to doubt of His integrity. So yesterday we started talking about the context for the concept, which is what I was just sharing with us. That everything that you should not entertain negative conversation as an entrepreneur. When you embark on a journey, sit down, think about it, talk about it, write it down. When you start the journey, no retreat, no surrender. That's how entrepreneurs succeed, because there's always a temporary defeat, which is not a permanent failure that will affect you, that will make you feel that you are not doing well, things are not working for you. Temporary defeat is not a permanent failure. Help me tell your neighbor, temporary defeat is not a permanent failure. So the reason why people fail is because they quit, because winners never quit, quitters never win. So you can see that the strategic plan of an enemy is not to hunt your house, but is to hunt your mind and your thought. So once he gets it done, once he breaks your focus, breaks your thought, inflict it, virus it, definitely the house will come down. That's how it works. So he moves your abundance, he moves your mind from the abundance to the scarcity around you. So it normally twists God's word, confuse God's word, contradicts God's word, and even accuse and of course place an allegation on the integrity of God's word, and definitely make you start doubting God. He does it to Eve. He told her, you shall not surely die. When God has made a statement, the day you eat it, you shall die. And he says, you shall not surely die. That means you're trying to tell her that God is lying to you. That's what the enemy normally do. So whatever a report that God says, you should repeat it, because you should accept God's report and let every man be a liar. And it's the truth. But the enemy attacked the integrity of God's word when he told the man, you shall not surely die. And I should not trust God. I should not rely upon him. Rather, I should rely upon him that is the enemy. Imagine that. So entrepreneurs should not entertain negative conversation that will break their focus from abundance of what God has available for them to the scarcity that they think that they don't have, or the forbidden. So that led us yesterday to talk about the law of recognition. That's where we actually stopped yesterday. So as I was telling us yesterday, that failure to recognize, appreciate, and value what you have is a key to losing it all. So it also shows us in the book of Matthew, which says, for whatever he that said that he has, to him more will be given. He that say he has not, that which he have will be taken. That means now you talk and say you no get. So because God gives us something. I said yesterday that you may be born naked, but you are not born empty. Inside of you are talents, giftings, vitality, that ideas, concept. So most of us don't even recognize it. You don't appreciate it. You don't even value it. And that is why you have been saying, I don't have anything in my life. God never forsaken. God never leave every man without nothing. So it also shows that it's the number one reason why people go down the social economic scale of losing everything and find it difficult to bounce back, because in their mind, my own is finished. So if you write it down on your note. Let's continue from there. The law of recognition. Write it down. If you call your nothing something, you will get more. If you call your nothing something, you will get more of that thing. If you call your nothing something, that means you don't even get. You say, I get something, you will get more. That's how the universe works. If you call your nothing something, you will get more of that thing. So anything you want, call it. Don't look at, that's why you have to walk by faith and not by sight. So if you call your nothing comma, something, comma, you will get more of that thing. You will get more of it. But if you call your nothing, if you call your something nothing, you will lose it. If you call your nothing something, you will get more of that thing. If you call your nothing something, you get more of that thing. But if you call your something nothing, you will lose it. You will lose all. So never put yourself in a place whereby you can say, I don't get anything. That thing where you say no get, you will come and lose them. If you call your nothing something, you will get more of that thing. If you call your something nothing, you will lose it all. So it's how the life works, because your infinite intelligence, there's your imagination, your subconscious mind doesn't understand, it's irrational, they don't understand truth and a lie. So you only pick the words of your mouth, because it's how creation is being done. Creation is a picture in your mind, of course, the words of your mouth and the actions you take. That everything God created, because He created all His image and likeness. So we create like that too. So never you sit down and say you don't have anything, because never you say anything you don't want to come true about your life, because it may become a reality. So if you call your nothing something, you will have more of that thing. If you call your something nothing, you will lose it all. So when you recognize the little you have is a key to everything you desire. You have time, you have energy, you have strength, you have idea, you have life experiences. I'm going to give a lot of notes about that. So don't think you don't have it, just that you don't know how to package it. That means you lack the skill set. So if you have the skill set of packaging a product or services, but you need a business skill. A business skill is a life skill. How to shake hands, how to negotiate, how to close deals, how to make relationships. So it's a skill. Anybody can learn it. All learnable skills. So write it down on your notes. Everyone should conduct personal. Everyone should conduct internal personal audit. Everyone should conduct internal personal audit. Everyone should conduct internal personal audit. And you realize that you have keys to open the doors of abundance. Everyone should conduct internal personal audit. And you realize that you have keys to open the doors of abundance and seed that will produce the harvest that you desire. Or would I put that if you conduct internal personal audit, you will realize that you have keys to open the doors of abundance. And that's a better English for me. If you conduct internal personal audit, you will realize that you have keys to open the doors of abundance and seed that will produce the harvest that you desire. Don't worry, I'll come back again. Continue to read that statement very, very well. If you conduct internal personal audit, you realize that you have keys to open the doors of abundance and seeds that will produce the harvest you desire. So if you sit down and conduct internal personal audit, I have time, I have energy, I have mouth, I have legs, you will realize that you have keys to open the doors of abundance and seeds that will produce the harvest that you desire. So the challenge is that most people don't realize that the keys can open big doors. That is, mango seed can produce a very big tree with so many. So seeds don't look like harvest they produce. Keys don't look like doors they open. So that's why people ignore it. And all your prayers, I'll show you today in today's class. I just pray I will get them. All your prayers have been answered. There's no prayer you pray that's not answered. You know that it's not answered the way you want it, how you want it, and why you want it. So God answer your prayer. I will show you how He answers these prayers. So because all prayers are always answered, because God no word return to Him void. Once you pray, answer. But most people, they change that they pray positive today, they pray negative. So they're one leg forward, two legs backward. So they're in one spot like the children of Israel, running around the desert of the wilderness for 40 years. It's supposed to be a 40 days journey. Because of that same thing that happened there, it's happening today. What was the reason why they were still roaming around, murmuring, complaining, blaming? Moses, can you see? We're in Egypt enjoying carrot and garlic. He brought us here. We are dying here, hunger, they kill us. One day we are tasting problem everywhere. God tell Moses, go speak to the rock. You're going to struck the rock because the pressure too much. God give manna from it. But the people one of the major things why a man will continue to struggle because of complaining, murmuring, justifying, blaming people. I don't have anything. Nobody's helping me. Help. Just leave that one alone. Conduct internal personal audit. What do you have that you can exchange it for money? So you can see, you will never go down to nothing because God has never forsaken you or abandoned you. I think we need to write this statement down. Nobody will ever go down to nothing. Nobody will ever go down to nothing because God never forsaken anyone or abandon us. No one will ever go down to nothing. Nothing, my life. Nobody will ever go down to nothing. No one will ever go down to nothing. Reason is because God has never forsaken us or abandoned us. So God never leave a man to nothing. I'll give a story about the woman with Elisha in 2 Kings 4 verse 1 to 2. They went to Elisha and told Elisha that, my husband, the prophet. I said, no one ever goes down to nothing because God never forsaken or abandon us. Two things never happen. He never forsaken you, he never abandon you. Just I didn't recognize it. So he told Elisha, prophet, please, my husband was a prophet, he owes debt and he died. The debtors came to pick my 2 children for his slave because in that economic era, male children was economic value because the male children will either go to war or cultivate the farmland. So in that economic era, once you have a male child, you are short of survival. It's called, just like having a job today, you can survive. Just having what to do, you can survive. That was the same thing there. But just like the economic era at that time was that male children was the most valuable asset to survive. They could go to war and get some spoil and come back. They could cultivate farmlands. So the debtors came to carry the male children. Mean that if they finally take the 2 male children from the woman, they will not the woman useless. So the woman now, he went to the prophet and said, prophet, see you, I don't know what I want to do. And I'm believing that you're asking the prophet, how do I pay my debt? And the prophet did not just told her, what do you have? He said, I don't get anything, no. That is something most of us. He said, but a pot of oil, because she failed to recognize that pot of oil. He failed to appreciate that pot of oil. He failed to value that pot of oil. That could be the reason for abundance. Like most of us, we fail to recognize those giftings and talents in us, those who can do well. You don't realize that those things are the key to your abundance as an entrepreneur. So, and the woman, the prophet did not just, I like the way Elisha operates. Or every time I talk about this man, I'll prefer him than Elijah. Because I know if it was Elijah would just come and say, if I be a man of God, by tomorrow this time, debtors will know me, that kind of a thing. Or they will die by fire. You know how Elijah used to behave that time. But Elisha said, no. We must teach you an economy. Tell her economy. He get her to participate. Tell her participate. He told her, go and borrow vessels. Go and do what? Borrow vessels. And she went and borrowed vessels according to her thinking. Because she think it's going to depend on her network, her thinking. Because if she knew that there's an abundance, she would and borrow more. But she just borrow a few. Because people are always thinking that way. And it's economic error. It's economic crisis. It's a disaster. It's economic sin. But I keep telling you, when someone offers you an open check, when you sit in front of a billionaire, a destiny helper, don't tell him your problem. Tell him your ideas, your concept, tell him the bill. Get to see what ideas rules the world. There was an interview with Bill Gates one day. A journalist asked Bill Gates, why are you so rich and wealthy? So Bill Gates now brought a check from his bag and gave to the journalist and said, have the check, put any amount. And the lady said, no, I don't need your money. I just asked a question. Why are you so rich and wealthy? He said, this is a check. Put any amount. He said, no. Bill Gates now carried the check and told her, why I'm rich and wealthy is because I don't miss opportunity the way you do. I don't miss what? Opportunities the way you do. So if someone give an open check, keep telling you, write $50 billion, trillion, that's $50 trillion, 50 trillion pounds. Then the person begin to beg you, say, no, like that. You never negotiate. So why that thing happens? Because of mentality. So it doesn't feel like deserving. It doesn't feel it's worthy. Remember, people don't treat you more than the way you see yourself. People treat you the way you see yourself. So the way people treat you is simply the way you treat yourself, and the way you see yourself is called self-concept, self-image, and self-esteem. So you see, always have a heart of gratitude to thank God for the things you have, because it's a key to your abundance you desire. Thank God for the knowledge, the mental health, the physical health, the abilities, the friends and family. Be thankful and grateful by focusing on what you have, because if you're ungrateful, unhappy, you'll be twisted, you'll be bitter, you will not even recognize what you have. Because whatever you focus on expands. Focus on what you have. Have faith that it will take you to where you're going to. That's how this thing works. Let me go to where I'm going to today. I'm going to keys and seeds. Let's begin to identify. Most of you say I don't have anything, but sincerely, you have friends, you have family, you have a brother, you have a sister, you have neighbors, you have auntie, you have knowledge, you have business opportunities. Why are you saying you don't have money? Why you say you don't have money is because you don't think them. You don't accept them. So no matter what person can do, that your mindset will sabotage it. How you will know this? The person will get mind. Come business learning community like what we are doing. And the person say, okay, I want to be a millionaire. Another payment say, he now say, what if I don't succeed? That is really the state of the person's mind. What if I don't succeed? Why will you ever think that you get involved in something and you will not succeed? See, whether that thing is good or bad, as far as you are there, that thing must succeed. Say amen. As far as inside the car, accident cannot happen. It's a mindset. It's a mindset. As far as anywhere I am, accident can never happen. Even if it happen, me and will survive. Nothing will do me. Even if you're inside plane no fit crash because you dey inside. And if you crash, you will survive. See, just have a state of mind that greater is he, that way is in you. Have a state of mind that you will never finish your purpose yet. Nothing can carry you untimely. No man dies physically without not dying mentally. That's what even the mason say he gave up. She gave up. The person, now you give up. Nobody say life take you. Now you give up. So stop giving up. Because this giving up, you can become habit. You know when you give up on something more than 2 times, it become habit. So always have a state of mind that anywhere you are, whether that thing was meant to work or not, as far as you are there, it must work. Say it must work. Because no matter how darkness is, when you introduce light, darkness cannot even comprehend. It will give way. Just know that you are light. Say, I'm the light. Because he made you the light of the world, the salt of the earth. Say, shine. Let your light shine brighter until a brighter day. Never you think that you can go to a business and you will not succeed. You can go into marriage, you will not succeed. Go to will not succeed. Even if that thing not supposed to work, because you don't involve, it must work. Say your neighbor. Even if that thing not supposed to work, because I don't involve, it must work. Whether it's the choir department, music department, instrumental department, anywhere you are, it must work because you are there. It will work because of one reason, because you carry divinity, not divinity. So just have this mindset, because this is one of the reasons why people fail in business. They're going to be that still afraid. Hey, what if I don't make sales today? What if rain fall? Even if rain fall, that's the best time customer will come. Let's just have this, and you know what happened? By the time you have these positive conversations and affirmations to yourself, and you go, there's not about failure. At the temporary defeat is not pain. So darkness will come and try to make sure that 2-3 days you don't make sales. So you can say, okay, oh, and you say, I talk, I mean, doctor, this will work. So even if it happens persistently, do it until it works. I cannot understand why Thomas Edison tried to invent electric bulb. Over, he was documenting each time it didn't work. That's how he knew that he was counting it. One day, it finally worked. Yes or yes? Yeah. Everything you see always work. Just that they always come with temporary defeat, temporary challenges, and that makes many people quit. And if you're a quitter, you never win. So let's go to what we're going to today. Keys and seed. Write on your notes. Something you already have from God. Something you already have from God, comma, is the key to everything else God has promised you. Something you already have from God, comma, is the key to everything else God has promised you. Something you already have from God, time, energy, money, health, idea, experience, expertise, skills, competence, something you already have from God is a key to everything else God has promised you. Something you already have from God, comma, is a key to everything else God has promised you. So Genesis 2 and 2 Kings 4, 1-2. 2 Kings 4, 1-2. 2 Kings 4, 1-2. So this woman makes this something you already have from God is a key to everything else God has promised you. So me now, what do I have? I have math now. I mean, I like to talk with my friends. I like to gist with my friends. So when I also now, but this my talk, I don't want to talk anyhow. Now I go find what I go to tell people when you say you go help their life. What I want to do, I want to help business people when you say they will go into business, the business will collapse for their hand. So I know make that kind of thing happen. So I want to study about how businesses will succeed. Now I go read books about why businesses succeed and why businesses fail. I got to know so many businesses they fail because every business is a legal entity, and every business also have money on its own. So people remove the legal entity and become everything. How it goes succeed? So that every business must have investment because it's called a law of duality. So if you only do business, you don't do investment, your everything will struggle in your life. You're supposed to balance it. So I began to read books. I began to understand that the major thing why people fail in life is because of mentality. The thought behind the action is more important than the action. Definition behind the action, knowledge behind the action. So you see, if I'm just be gisting and talking about Tinubu problems and people, because poor men discuss people, average men discuss themselves, wealthy men discuss ideas. Let me talk about idea. So if this mouth where I get, this thing what they do, now the key to everything where God don't give for this life. Tinubu the mouth when get down in the lock on now my tongue. Now those things, waiting Tinubu get na mouth, waiting Pablo get na mouth, waiting we can get na mouth, waiting lawyer get na mouth. Then get these things. So they need to, because you must open your mouth, you must fill yourself with content, content. Valuable content. So when you open your mouth, you tell the world who you are. So waiting professor get in the mouth. So I kind of find say waiting king is the gate in the mouth. Whatever the word of a king is power is okay. How do I make my word carry power? That means my words must be full of impact. I know don't talk anyhow. Make I can't arrange my talk, make it make sense. Make I write them down. Now I can't launch books. So what am I trying to say in essence that if I think that you have, that's your health, that's your time, that's your experiences. That business you tried did not work and you finally succeeded. Write it down. Because some people you don't realize, you don't recognize, you don't realize, you don't appreciate, you don't value what you have. That's why you're still struggling in life. So understand that the key, something you already have from God, is the key to everything else God has promised you. So she asked the prophet, and the prophet did not just give her fish. The prophet teach her how to fish and get her involved by borrowing the vessel, get her involved by pouring the oil, and told her, go sell it. Go and do what? Sell it. So when you look inward, you'll find out light. You'll find out skills, competence, character, behavior, credibility, knowledge, expertise, leverage, relationships, friendships. So what you have in your house is a key to what you need. That pot of oil could be your idea, could be your concept. You can categorize it in any way. So that your prayer is already answered. Just that you have to know that how God answers prayers, which I will discuss shortly. But I always tell you that God always answers our prayers. And God has never left a man without a seed, a keys to opportunity. So the prophet taught her how to turn a pot of oil into a business. She started a business with a pot of oil where she was with what she has. Write it down on your note, very important. Okay. Keys don't look like doors they open. Write it down. I know you repeated it 50 times, but write it again. Keys don't look like doors they open. Seeds don't look like crops or harvest they yield. Keys don't look like Keys don't look like doors they open. Seeds don't look like crops or harvest they yield. So there are two most important statements I want to mention right now. So these two most important words is a statement I've repeated 50 times today, but the fact is that you have to write it because there are two most important words I want to introduce to it that will actually make some sense for us today. I say keys don't look like doors they open, and seeds don't look like the crops or harvest they yield. Full stop. Write it down. Until you recognize, realize, and respect the key's potential. Underline the word key potential. Until you recognize, realize, and respect the key potential. Underline the word key potential. Until you recognize, realize, and respect the key potentials, and seed power. Underline the word seed power. So until you recognize, realize, and respect the key potentials. Underline the word key potentials. That means key has a potential. And seed power. Every seed has power. Until you recognize, realize, and respect the key potential and seed power of the thing you already have. Bracket open, possess. Bracket close. You will go without anything. You will live in this life without nothing. So until you realize, recognize, realize, and respect the key potentials, until you recognize, realize, and respect the key potential, underline the word key potential, and seed power, underline the word seed power of the thing you already have, bracket open, possess, your time, your energy, your experiences. You will go without anything. So you know why people go to become slave? It's because they see that I don't have anything now. The only thing I have is my time. Let me go and look for a job. That's why, because they don't really recognize, realize, and respect their key potentials and seed power of the thing they already have, what you already possess, your time, your energy. So you are so passionate about, you don't like when people are abusing people. So don't you think that's an indicator that you need to actually go and find solution to this, study about it, write about it, get to the. So you don't like when people are cheating people, you don't like people are, there's still something that you don't like people are doing business without proper accounting. Money is so there's something that you don't like poverty, you don't like people suffering, you easily have empathy. That means you should go and do this and open a charity foundation or whatever. So the thing is that this case potentials and seed power has a capacity, what you possess, to give you whatever you want. And if you don't realize they recognize it, you go without anything. Seed, like now, if you carry, of course, mango seed, most of the time, if you're not looking by faith, you will never see a tree and fruit in that seed. Only a man that believes that this seed will give me trees and more mango fruits. That's why he believes. So you walk by faith and not by sight. What you see with your mind eye is called faith. What you see with your mind eye is called imagination. It's a theater of your imagination. So you to imagine that this your idea will change the world. If you don't have that faith, I think we should put it like this on our note so it can make sense to all of us. Write it down. We should walk by faith and not by sight. We should walk by faith and not by sight. Full stop. What we see with our mind eye is faith. Mind eye is faith. In the theater of our imagination. In the theater of our imagination. We should walk by faith and not by sight. As an entrepreneur, see your customer, see your consumer in your mind. We should walk by faith and not by sight. Full stop. What we see in our mind eye, that is not physical eye, in your brain, in your mind. What you see in your mind eye bracket is faith. In the theater of our imagination. In the theater of our imagination. So we should walk by faith and not by sight. What we see in our mind eye, that is faith, bracket on faith, in the theater of our imagination. So we need to watch this movie in our mind, get excited. You can see your 3 children, 4 children, you can see everything in your mind, you're excited about it, create a mental picture about it. Your business, you can see your customer, your leaders, your team growing. You can see your product being sold in Lagos, Abuja, Port Harcourt, all over the world. So you must create a mind eye. You must create imagination. You must have a theater. Act a movie in your mind. Because act positive movies in your mind. So because if you walk by faith, you are walking with God. If you walk by sight, you are walking physically. Of course, sight can be very abusive because sight, physical things don't really look like what they can do. Because The spiritual control the physical. What belongs to physical world is just a result of what's happening in the imagination and the spiritual world. So miracle happens when natural laws suspend the physical laws. So that's a miracle happens. So definitely, if you are working by faith, using your imagination in the theater to act movie in the theater of your mind, and see your product sold, your business is sold, you succeeding. Because if you can act that movie in a positive way, it's gonna form a psychological stronghold that will definitely manifest in your life, because thoughts are things, and truly thoughts are things. Thoughts have presence, and you have to understand that men that walked by faith, by their mind eye, they succeed better than those that walk with physical eyes, because you're supposed to live life with your imagination. I call it the sixth sense. That time in school, we are just talking the other day, our teacher will always tell us, use your number 6. Your number 6 is actually the sixth sense. We have the 5 senses, which is the one that relates with the physical world, which is the eye, our eyes, our nose, our ear, our mouth. That is our mouth, our skin, the sense of feelings. Number what? 4 and 5. Our skin. So this is called the 5 senses. But the 6th one is called the imagination. Imagination. So imagination is a sixth sense, and it's the most powerful of all the sense, because the thing is that when you can imagine things, I call it image nation. Image nation. Imagination is simply an image nation. Is an image nation. It's called a picture nation. Picture nation. So you're supposed to sit down and picture a person in your mind. So this one now is the strongest and the most powerful of all the. It's a world. It's a world you live. It's a realm you live. Before you live in the physical. So this one control this one. Whatever predominantly occupy your mind will manifest in your life. Although this is what filters, it's like a gateway to what you accept here. So that is why you must not expose your mind to negative things and expect not to manifest in your subconscious mind. This is the conscious mind. This 5 now is the conscious mind. Conscious mind. These are the conscious mind. So this one now is the subconscious mind. So you can see. So what happened is that you use your conscious mind to feed, to plant the seeds in your subconscious mind. So as an entrepreneur, plant positive seeds there. Imagine the thing, create mental picture, because the things that we are all self-fulfilling prophecies. We all fulfilled what occupy our mind. I tell you cannot give what you don't have. You cannot pour from an empty cup. Hurt people hurt others. Happy people give happiness. Love people give love. Kind people give kindness. So it's joy. If you're happy inside, you'll be happy outside. So whatever you do on the outside is a reflection of what happens in here. If you think that everybody hates you, anytime you meet people in the physical, that is a physical, you talk to everybody's bad. You are suspecting everybody because you're suspecting yourself. So what happened for entrepreneurs is that entrepreneurs recognize seeds and keys in their subconscious mind. They believe that this thing I have is actually the key and seeds to abundance I need. So you have something, God never leaves you with anything. And when God gives you keys, location, and authority, God has given you that thing already. Just that God don't answer prayers the way we want it. God, look at how God answers prayers. I think we need to stop somewhere here. So ask this like this. How God answer prayer is that you ask God for open doors, He will give you keys. That's how it works. 4, I'll give you 4 of them, or 5, then we can call it today. Number 1, if you ask God for open doors, like both of us do, open doors, He will give you keys. He will give you keys. He will give you keys to that door. So God never opened the door for you. That's why the children of Israel, when they ask God for them to go to the promised land, God walk them through the wilderness so they can get there. That they have to grow, they have to be strong. So if you ask God for harvest, He will give you seeds. That's how it works. He will give you seeds to go and plant. He will give you seeds. God never give you finished product. If you ask God for tables and chair, He will give you tree. If you ask God for tables and chair, if you ask God for table and chair, He will give you trees. So you can't convert that tree to table and chair. He will give you trees. He will give you trees. God never give you tables and chair. Tables and chair will not come from heaven now. He will give you a tree, a resources, and make you resourceful. Idea to convert that trees to tables and chair. So you don't answer it the way you want it. And how you want. If you ask God for things, God will give you thoughts. Ask God for things. He will give you thought. He will give you thought. So thought, you ask God for items. Items. God will give you ideas. Tell me ideas. That's how God works. So God never give you items because He's Almighty. He give you idea. Ask God for victory. He will give you strategy. Number 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ask God for victory. He will give you strategy. That's how it works. You ask God for prosperity. He give you a plan. Number 7. You ask God for prosperity. He give you a plan. Ask God for open doors. He give you a key. Ask God for harvest. He give you a seed. Ask God for tables and chairs. He gives you what? A tree. Ask God for things. He gives you what? Thought. Ask God for items. He gives you what? Idea. Ask God for victory. He gives you what? Strategy. Ask God for prosperity. He gives you what? A plan. So you are the one that is not listening. So when you search, people are searching for you already online. The widow borrowed vessels that was limited by her imagination, by her network, families, and neighbor. The prophet said, go sell it. Sell it. The oil has monetary value, even though she overlooked it, undermined it, disregard it, and never consider it, devalue it, debased it, ignore it, and never knew that people are ready to pay. People are looking. The same thing most of us ignore, devalue, overlooked our capacity, disregard our capacity as an entrepreneur, devalue it, debased it. Not that people are looking for you to pay for you. That's your struggle. People are searching for you online. So your oil could be your knowledge, it could be your know-how, it could be your wisdom, it could be your life lessons, could be your struggles, could be your where you are barriers you are broken through, where others are struggling, what you have succeeded, survived the storms, other people are sinking. You have advice, wisdom, experience in your field of study, in your field of endeavor, because you did not package it. They don't package it. So many people don't recognize, appreciate, and value what they have because they're focusing on those things they think they don't have. So if you feel that you don't have anything, you will mourn, you will groan, you will complain, you're miserable, unhappy, ungrateful. That's what happened. But God doesn't answer you the way you want it. God always answers. Let's write it this down or not. Write it like on your notes. It's going to make sense. Sorry, I even jumped to ask, it shall be given. I think that's where we are now. If you ask God for keys, He will give you open doors. Ask God for seeds, He will give you harvest. Ask God for trees. You ask God for tables and chairs, He will give you what? A tree. Ask God for things, He will give you what? Thought. So God, write it down your note like this. God has already given you everything you will need. God has already given you everything you will ever need in the form of seeds and key. God has already given you everything you will ever need in the form of seeds and key. God has already given you everything you will ever need. God has already given you everything you will ever need in the forms of keys and seeds. Full stop. Therefore, God always answers our prayer. God has already given you everything you will ever need in the form of keys and seeds. Therefore, God always answers our prayers. Full stop. So the thing is that most of the time, God answers our prayer. Write it down on a note. Let's round up this section. Most of the time, God answers our prayer not in the way we want it, not how we want it, and not where we want it. Most of the time, God answers our prayer not in the way we want it, comma, not how we want it, comma, and not where we want it. Most of the time, God answers our prayer not in the way we want it, comma, not how we want it, comma, and not where we want it, full stop. Most of the time, God does not, most of the time, God answers our prayers not in the way we want it, not how we want it, and not where we want it. So, He always answers. So, if you see prayer answered as keys to open doors, you see prayer answers as seeds to your harvest, you will know that God answers your prayer. God will give you a phone and give you contact so they can convert those social capital to financial capital. So you don't want to convert your social capital to financial capital. That is not God's fault. God will give you ideas. God will give you concepts. So it is your responsibility to go and plant your seeds and make sure you weed the grasses. It's your responsibility. If you don't plant your seed, a seed remains on its own, abide on its own, except it falls to the ground. Once it falls to the ground, it will germinate. So most people are not ready to sit down and think of things that will bring the result they want. So God always answers our prayer as an entrepreneur. So just know that most of the time your prayers don't come in the way you want it. Imagine asking God for tables and say, God is giving you 3. Some people that don't recognize will start crying. God is not asking for 3 now, and you need tables and chair, because you don't want to be involved in the process. And if you're not involved in the process of your transformation, you cannot be transformed. You'll be reformed, because the discipline you form in the process helps you sustain outcomes and results. God will always want to be involved, to be part of your transformational journey. That is why if you ask God for things, God will give you thoughts. They're not thoughts. People don't value that thoughts. If you ask God for items, God will give you ideas. They're not ideas. People don't value ideas. If you ask God for victory, He will give you what? Strategy. They're not strategy. People don't value strategy. You ask God for victory, prosperity, to give you plan. He said, God, now plan I go chop. You ask God for wisdom. God will direct you here. So I will give you books to read. Say, you know, read this book. So I from chapter. Say, God, now I go chop. Now because you don't understand, so that's your answer prayer. You did for book. That book where you know read now, it will make you know get sense. Where will help you succeed for when you struggle. See, to whom brain is given, sense is expected. Tell me one neighbor. To whom brain is given, sense is expected. That's it. No carry knife, break your head, put the sense inside. You go do it down. See, it makes some people say, I want to be a millionaire. The carry will give you, they vex. Say, now I go chop. That now because say you know the answer, that answer prayer. If that person go ask God now, say, God, I just want an open door. God can't give him keys. He goes, say, God, now I want now this small thing open this big door. You know, even take an action. You're asking God for harvest. I want to eat cassava, yam, this one. So God can't give you seed. You can't do vex for God. Because you know one day patient, go plant that seed, water them, take care of them. You know, you just want sharp, lottery mindset, shortcut that is cutting your short life short. A microwave success mentality. What do I call them? Microwave success mentality. They use 15 years of their life and become poor. They have been poor for 15 years, 10 years, 5 years. They want to meet you today. So you deliver them from poverty today. They don't want to be part of that process to work themselves out so that tomorrow morning they'll go back to poverty again, because you need to know how to fish. So that anytime you want fish, you go fish again. You just want, give me fish, give me fish, give me fish, give me fish. Give me fish, give me fish. You know how to fish? Let them teach you the skill, competence, give you both when you go fish. He said, Peking, where did they carry for back? You know, no say the journey far. When you drop and for down, now you go understand say the journey far. You know, because every time you just go to give you fish, give you fish. When you go fish, you go not say, to catch one fish, no be money. Yes or yes? Yeah. You go pass through process. You know, say you fish say this thing, that process is very good for you. But that process will make you to realize that you can always do better. But you know one process, you want shortcut. That's why you don't get patient to become an entrepreneur. You want jump. Man, we don't build company. Then now you want go apply for job. Maybe go buga for the man company. So you got the guy say, we know the agree, increase our salary. They go sack you, come off for that place, come off for there. Go be one, you understand? So go be one company. Make they steal your money. Make they owe you. You know, generate their business. So, but you must develop that thick skin to survive in the present economy, because you will be stronger than the present economy. Say, I'm strong. Tell them I'm a success. Tell them I'm a millionaire. God always answers our prayers. God, it doesn't come in the way we want it, how we want it, and where we want it. If you ask God for harvest, He will give you seeds. Until you recognize those seeds as harvest and take action, I'm going to plant my seeds. I'm going to watch it. I'm going to take care of it. I'm going to give it my best. You will never have the harvest. If you plant the seeds and you don't go to cut the weeds, with the seed, the weeds will grow and kill the seeds, the fruits now. Yes or yes? You take care of it. So today, I will continue tomorrow. We'll continue for more than enough. That everybody have more than enough. So no more than enough. I have to place economic value with economic theory to that your more than enough. Those things you ask God, and they will look for why people are living economic theory, economic principles, and be focusing their scarcity with scarcity mindset. Who told you? Every day we are married. Saturday, last Saturday, about 4 or 5 men were invited. Me, I come confused. I stand for middle. I say, make I go A, make I go B. I don't know which one I doing. So I say, man, I no get. Send them money, stay in my office before I confuse myself. Yes or yes? Yeah. Every time they born Peking, go and check statistics now. 4 children are born every minute in Nigeria. How many minutes? How many children? How many minutes? Go and check statistics. 4 children are born every minute. Calculate how many minutes they 60. How many minutes they for 1 hour? How many? Calculate 4 times 60. How many is that? 240 children are born every 1 hour. 1 hour. 240 children. 240 leaders. Leaders. Mentees. How many hours there for 24 hours? How many hours? 24 in 1 day. How many hours in 1 day? 240 times 24. How many children is that? Calculate them now. You don't have people. People are finishing in Nigeria. For where? Google it on the internet. 4 children are born every minute in Nigeria. 240 times by 24 hours. 5,760 children are born every day in Nigeria. Every day. Times it by 360 days. 365 days. 2.1 million children. Minus 18. Minus village. 2.1 million people will join your business every year. Except people are dying. The rate of children, maybe the rate of dying. They born past to die. You people they die, they die. The rate of burning, plenty past the rate of dying. Man, I tell you, nobody want die now. Go tell Tinubu say go die, go work a shake at the If you want die anyway, I think you no one die. They will take drugs, supplements, everything. They want the kakaraka. Nobody want die. Everyone to go to heaven. So 2.1 million children are coming to this world every year. Now, Nigeria, you're telling me, I don't understand. So nobody don't die finish. So your market, people consume your product. They see they born them. They don't born from this morning. So this morning. Just for 2 years from now, they start consume your product. Go and produce your product, soap, toothpaste, as an entrepreneur. Go and get involved. People, customers plenty. We are having more customers, more clients. Now they pray for church. Make pregnant women, make them no die. Make them born 3, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6. Plenty children. 7,000. 7,000 naira. You can see your 20,000 naira. I mean, they see money. They talk to people without finish. Consumers are coming. Tell us, consumers are coming. Children are coming, consumers, customers, clients are coming. Maybe those are Papa will say, these children are spend money. You know, it's 21st century children. This is they spend money. Nonsense. This is the same money. Shawarma, pizza, nonsense things. And now so they chop that in sickness everywhere. So you go make money anywhere you go. You go make money. Money full everywhere. Now you know they see them. So 2.1 million children will never start. Don't you know the population is in your favor? Turn off in my favor. Nigeria, where you won't come out go? Nigeria, over 200 million people won't come out. See money, 200 million people, 200 million. I think I can make one naira from these people. Your life don't better. Everybody won't come Nigeria, one japa. They go when you go, come back. We will see you for this country. Yes or yes? Let me stop there. I don't know why I'm talking like this morning. What did I even say, sir? It's okay. So online community, I'm just kidding. Don't mind me. So don't get involved in a business without a mentor, because mentorship is a legal shortcut to success. So if that stand on the shoulder of mentors will see far. See you tomorrow. See you on the top. God bless you. Have a wonderful day. Thank you so much. That's the best you can take today.